Hello, everyone. This is your tech team, Dan and Erica.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Happy Friday. We're recording this on a Friday. This is another video, another how-to video, and we're going to talk about the Chameleon today. Most of the students, the Braille students, are using that as a Braille display. There's a lot of other features that you can take advantage of using the Chameleon as well, and I wanted to talk about some of those. But just an overview of what the Chameleon is and what it does. It has a Braille keyboard on top, backspace is on the left next to dot 3, and enter is on the right next to dot 6. You have 2 space bars underneath the Braille display. On the front, you have 4 thumb keys and a round button in the middle. The outside thumb keys on the end are equivalent to up and down arrow, and the inside thumb keys, they have a little vertical line on them that you can feel, are used as left and right arrow keys. Now, we all know that to connect it to an iPad, you go to Terminal, Connected Devices, and then you press Enter on the name of the iPad that you want to connect to. I want to talk about some of the other features that are available in the Chameleon. So if you press that round button a couple of times, it'll go all the way back to where it says Editor. All right? Editor is kind of like a scratch pad or, text editor, kind of like Notepad on the Windows PC, and it'll let you create text files, but it will read all kinds of files like docx. It'll read txt. It'll read brf. There's a number of formats that you can load onto this if you want to use this as a standalone device. Which you may ask the question: how do I load files on the Braille display?
Mr. Kelly, that was just my question.
I thought so. I have the superpower of mind reading.
Yes.
No, I stole that from Miss Trout's class, Miss Trout's class yesterday. So there's 2 ways. On the side over here, on the left side, you have a USB port. Can we see that? Yep.
Yeah, keep it down. I can see it.
Okay. All right. So the USB port. So if you download a file to a flash drive, I know that's old school, you can copy it onto the Chameleon. So you would use File Manager, which I'll get to in a minute. And I'll talk about how to do that. So then once you copy it onto your flash drive, you put the flash drive in here, you access it on the Chameleon, copy it from the flash drive and paste it to the internal storage. The other way is on the back of the unit. There's a storage card slot, SD, right? So if you have any of those laying around, you can move things to an SD card and just follow the same process to copy it over. All right, so other than the editor, the next thing is Terminal on the main menu, which we will not go into at this moment. Next thing you'll see is Library, and if you have books loaded on the Chameleon, you can access your book list through the library, and it'll show you all your books, and you can have them sorted alphabetically or latest to oldest.
Mr. Kelly, what format do they have to be in to show up in your library versus your file manager?
They can be in Word format, DOC or DOCX. They can also be in BRF format. Really, those are the only 2 that I've worked with that I can say 100% yes, this is going to work. Okay?
All right.
But I prefer to go with BRF because it's Braille. All right? The next thing is File Manager. And if you go into File Manager, you can see all the folders on your Chameleon. So like you have books, documents, online books, and then there's a release notes folder, okay, where you can go in and read about the latest that's happened with the updates, okay? This is also where you would copy files. So if I'm in File Manager, and if I press D with space, it's going to say Storage, and if I go down, mine says SD because I've had an SD card in there. If I had a USB drive, thumb drive in there, it would say USB. So I would press Enter on that, and then I would go down to the file that I wanted to copy. Let's say I wanted to copy, iPhone notes I have on here. I'm going to press backspace with Y, and it says copied on the Braille display. Then I'm going to press D space, takes me back to my drive. I'm going to press Enter on storage, and I don't have any, actually I do, I have a documents folder. So I'm going to go press Enter on my documents folder, and then I'm going to press backspace with V, and it moved iPhone notes from the storage card over to the documents folder that's in storage, and storage is the internal hard drive on this. So back out to the main menu with the round button, scroll down past File Manager, you have Calculator. So there is a built-in calculator. You press enter on that. The calculator supports computer braille, and basically all that means is you're going to write your numbers in Nemeth code. Don't use the number sign. Okay, so if I want to do 5 plus 5, I'll do 2, 6 for 5, 3, 4, 6 for plus, 2, 6 for 5, press enter, and I have 10 on the braille display. Okay, now it has, like, it looks like a long A and D sign and a long Y. That's like a text box, and your cursor is in the middle of that text box. To learn the commands of the calculator, you press M with space, and you'll see things like equals, clear, plus, minus, multiply, divide, power, square root, pi, the EULER symbol, factorial, percent, and that's about all it'll do. And then there's the back button, and that's your calculator. And what else do we have in here? Date and time, and that's like a little program on here, so you can go in here and check the date, check the time, or change it. And then we get into settings, and you have user settings, braille profile, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, activate exam mode, software update, about, and close. So I try to set these things up before I give them to the kids. If you got them straight from the factory, for instance, they're in uncontracted braille, so you have to go into the braille profile and set those up. So, a lot of it's self-explanatory. If you wanted to get rid of a paired device, you'd go into Bluetooth settings and delete paired device, that sort of thing. Back out to the main menu. After settings, you have online services. There are two of them. There's BookShare and there is NFB Newsline. So if a student has a BookShare account, they can log into their BookShare account directly from the braille display if Wi-Fi is turned on and they're connected to a network, and download books straight to the display. The user guide is very helpful. If you open up the user's guide, it reads just like a document. So you do L space to go to the top, and it'll say Chameleon 20 User's Guide. Now, you notice I'm using my left thumb to pan because I reversed my thumb keys in the middle. So I can read with my right hand, and I can scroll with my left. I like it better. When I'm done, if I want to do a find for something, let's say I wanted to find calculator, just press F in space, type in calculator, press enter, and it goes right to the calculator. All right. We actually went to calculator in the date and time, so I hit find next, which is N in space, and it goes to using the calculator application. So that's a quick overview of the user guide. So now we'll go back to the main menu. Not much left here. After user guide, you have power off. So this is one way you can turn it off. If you press enter on power off, it'll say shut down ? And then you press your right thumb key to OK and press enter, and it'll turn the device off. If you tap the power button, just tap it and let go, it puts it into sleep mode. Tap it again, it wakes it up. If you hold it down for 1, 2.5 seconds, it'll say shut down, and you can go to OK and press enter on that, and then you're down. So if you want to try out any of these things using the braille display as a standalone device for either the calculator or to read books or files or whatever, and if you have questions, let Miss Barden or I know, and we'll be glad to help you out.
Bye, guys.
Later.